About 2.5 years ago, God spoke to me in a very direct way. At this time, I had already been on a very intense journey toward mental healing for about 2 years prior to that. And it had come to a point where I felt fine, but I still found myself extremely triggered in unexpected situations. I would feel great and then all of a sudden be overwhelmed by anger, sweating, dizziness, and intense discomfort and feelings of sickness in my stomach. Everyday things like tackling the dishes, it would trigger me and I would freeze and be overwhelmed and unable to take on the task. I just could not understand why I had these overwhelming triggers, though I otherwise felt fine. So back to the beginning of my story. It was evening and our son had gone to bed. My husband was brushing his teeth and I was having a frustrated monologue with him in the bathroom. I was walking back and forth in the bathroom and talking about how I just could not understand why I had these unexpected symptoms. All of a sudden, it was like lightning had passed through my mind. For a split second, I felt a tingling sensation in my head and experienced like a flash of lightning inside my mind. It didn't hurt, but it was very tangible. In my memory, I could then recall that I had been standing before God. I didn't see His form, but I experienced His amazing presence. I had a memory of Him telling me that you suffer from what they call complex PTSD. I will heal you from that, just as I have healed you from the rest. But it will take some time, because you need to learn things in order to be able to help others. From Jonathan's perspective, his unstable wife went from venting her frustration to suddenly crying tears of joy. After I had gathered myself, I told him about my experience, and since he had seen the healing work of God in my life, he trusted my experience as something directly from God. So, fast forward. During the following years, I learned many valuable lessons in coping with triggers. I learned that the only true effective way to handle it was to pray. Asking the Creator Himself for life strength, what can be a more effective way to reboot? Asking God for peace and strength has truly been a lifesaver for me. God has always answered when I have earnestly and persistently prayed for peace when triggered. Another thing that has been valuable is training my mind to be proactive. As I have come to understand what specific situations trigger me, for example the dishes, I have prepared my mind before even trying to tackle it. I have put on some uplifting music, singing and praising God for His goodness, and then, instead of looking at the task as a big mountain, I have chosen to take one step at a time, washing one fork at a time, and being thankful for every little success. Even if I was able to just wash up a few plates before being overwhelmed, I would choose to be thankful for the little victory. And if I was unable to do any of it, I would rest assured that God would keep His promise of healing me at His time. This strategy of prayer, joy, and trust made everyday life easier, even though I still struggled from time to time, especially with specific social situations. But at the end of 2024, something huge impacted my situation. My husband almost died. He was hospitalized for many weeks, and when he finally was back home, the recovery took a long time. Of course, we received help from relatives and friends during the initial crisis, but the new situation did put a lot of pressure on me to handle those triggering situations that my husband had been able to shield me from before he got sick. I had to do the dishes. I had to face socially triggering situations. I had to take care of our son day and night, even though I was exhausted. So I threw myself even more on Jesus. When facing the triggering challenges, I prayed like never before, and I received strength. It was not easy, but the strength I received was just enough, and I had peace. As several months have passed, I can now safely say that I have no more triggers. Nothing triggers me in the same way as before. I get no dizziness or feelings of sickness. I can face the dishes. I can face challenging social situations without becoming a vegetable for several days. And most amazing of all, if I have to, I can emotionally manage to take care of our son by myself. To sum up the past months, God has been true to His promise. He has taught me important tools. He has taught me trust in Him in a very profound way, and He has healed me from my complex PTSD. Both my husband and I are so thankful for how God has taken care of us during this difficult time and for all the lessons He has taught us. I do not wish pain to anyone, but on my part, I have to say that the new trauma this winter forced me, because of my intense love for my son and husband, to cling to God like never before, trust His promises, and push myself to create new pathways in my brain, new ways to handle life. And through the strength and peace that God has given me, these pathways have become solidified and replaced my old trauma brain. An interesting note is that my husband needed me for about 3 months, just enough to settle new habits. God is the best therapist. He has stepped in time and time again and been my personal teacher and healer, as I have been completely unable to trust anyone else. But He has also done more than coaching. He has imparted peace and strength when I had none. My true journey toward healing started about 4.5 years ago, when I felt an inner calling to seek and know God as never before. From that time until today, I have learned to trust God in joy and in pain. He has opened my eyes to understand my wounds and why I carry these wounds. He has poured His love over me, and as a true mentor, He has pushed me just enough to grow stronger every day. He has revealed my weaknesses, my personal issues and shortcomings. He has created a longing within me to change and be more like Him. And He is working out my everlasting healing together with me in my daily walk of faith. And He can do the same with you. He who spoke light into existence can speak light into your mind.